If you're over 50 and you've noticed that your circle has shrunk, that the friendships you once had feel exhausting, that invitations feel like obligations, that you'd rather spend Saturday evening alone than at another shallow gathering, you're not broken, you're intelligent. And intelligence, especially after 50, doesn't expand your social world. It clarifies it. This isn't about loneliness. It's about discernment. And by the end of this, you'll understand why the shrinking circle isn't a loss. It's an upgrade. Let's start with something most people won't say out loud. High intelligence isolates. A study published in the British Journal of Psychology analyzed survey data from over 15,000 adults and found something striking. For highly intelligent individuals, increased social interaction was correlated with decreased life satisfaction. The researchers concluded that intelligent people derive less happiness from socializing because their brains are wired for complexity, depth, and meaning, not small talk. After 50, this effect compounds. You've spent decades listening to conversations that don't stimulate you. Office politics, sports teams, complaints about weather, surface-level updates that masquerade as connection, and at some point, probably in your late 40s or early 50s, you stopped pretending it mattered. Because here's what intelligence gives you that others don't have. Pattern recognition. You see through performative friendship. You recognize when someone is keeping you around for utility, not genuine affection. You notice the transactional nature of most relationships, and you're no longer willing to participate. So the circle shrinks, not because you're difficult, because you're awake. But here's the question most men wrestle with in silence. Is something wrong with me? Let's talk about what socializing actually costs you. Dr. Robin Dunbar, the Oxford evolutionary psychologist, famously identified Dunbar's number, the cognitive limit to the number of stable relationships a human can maintain, roughly 150 people. But Dunbar's later research revealed something more granular. Highly analytical individuals have a lower threshold for meaningful relationships because maintaining them requires significant cognitive and emotional bandwidth. For intelligent men over 50, every interaction is being filtered through decades of experience. You're not just hearing words, you're analyzing subtext, assessing credibility, cross-referencing past behavior. Your brain doesn't turn off, it evaluates. And most people, they don't pass the evaluation. This isn't arrogance, it's efficiency. You've learned that time is the only non-renewable resource. You've buried parents, attended funerals, maybe faced your own health scares. You know, actually know, that life is short. So why would you spend your remaining Saturday nights pretending to care about someone's timeshare drama? You wouldn't. And the moment you stop pretending, the circle shrinks dramatically. Here's what nobody tells you. That shrinkage is a sign of psychological maturity, not social failure. Pause for a second. If you're feeling validated right now, you're exactly who this is for. There's a concept in economics called opportunity cost, the loss of potential gain from other alternatives when one alternative is chosen. After 50, intelligent men apply this unconsciously to relationships. Every hour spent at a mediocre dinner party is an hour you can't spend reading, thinking, building, or simply being still. Every shallow conversation is mental energy diverted from something that actually compounds. Knowledge, craft, reflection. A study from the American Psychological Association found that older adults with smaller, higher quality social networks reported better emotional well-being than those with larger, lower quality networks. The researchers identified a phenomenon they called socioemotional selectivity. As people age and recognize time as finite, they naturally prioritize emotionally meaningful relationships and prune the rest. For intelligent men, this process happens earlier and more decisively. You're not waiting for people to disappoint you. You've already seen the patterns. You know who adds value and who extracts it, and you've made the strategic decision to withdraw from extraction. This is where the controversy lives. Some will call you cold, detached, unfriendly. Let them, because what they're really saying is, you won't perform for me anymore, and you've decided that performance isn't required. Here's the deeper truth. The men who criticize your shrinking circle are often the ones who never had a genuine connection with you in the first place. They're mourning access, not friendship. You're mourning nothing because you've upgraded to silence, autonomy, and the rare few who actually understand you. There's a price for seeing clearly. The late psychologist Lita Hollingworth studied highly gifted individuals in the early 20th century and identified what she called the communication range, the idea that people can only connect deeply with others within about 30 IQ points of themselves. Beyond that gap, communication becomes effortful, frustrating, or impossible. If you're intelligent, you've lived this. You've explained yourself and been misunderstood. You've shared an idea and watched it get reduced to something unrecognizable. You've felt the loneliness of being intellectually isolated in a room full of people. After 50, you stop explaining, not out of bitterness, out of acceptance. You accept that most people will not understand your internal world. You accept that depth is rare. You accept that your circle will be small because the criteria for entry is high. And here's the paradox. The smaller your circle, the more powerful your peace, because you're no longer managing others' expectations. You're no longer code switching to fit in. You're no longer diluting yourself for digestibility. You're just you, unperformed, uncompromised, undiluted. And that version of you doesn't need a crowd. It needs maybe 2 or 3 people who get it. Maybe 1, maybe none. And that's not just okay. It's optimal. If your circle has shrunk after 50, you haven't failed socially. You've matured psychologically. You've stopped outsourcing your sense of worth to how many people show up to your birthday. You've stopped confusing quantity with quality. You've stopped pretending that shallow connection is better than intentional solitude. The world will tell you to stay connected, to put yourself out there, to fight the isolation. But you know better, because isolation and solitude aren't the same thing. Isolation is forced. Solitude is chosen. And intelligent men over 50, they choose solitude because they've earned the clarity to know what actually matters. If this resonated, you're not alone in your aloneness. You're just intelligent enough to recognize the difference. There's more of this kind of thinking here if you want it, but no pressure. You've always known what serves you and what doesn't.